Hi, I'm Hive. It's been a while since my last upload. I've been pretty busy with life and work, but I finally found time for a new video. If you're drawing tails like this, but you want them to look more like this, I will share a few tips and some common mistakes. The tail is an extension of the spine. A very common mistake is placing it too low, around the middle of the glutes, when in reality that's where it actually ends. If the tail started lower, it would probably be very uncomfortable. I will go over examples using a reptile tail, a cat tail, and a dog tail. For feral, a very common mistake is drawing a raised tail in a sitting pose. Remember, the tail is part of the spine. So if a cat is sitting like this with its tail sticking straight up, that would basically break its spine. Take a look at photo. This is about the maximum tail lift, around a 90 degrees angle. You don't really see cats with tails like this or this. So imagine placing that cat into a sitting pose. The head would be here, the paws here, and look at the tail. It lies straight. The angle relative to the spine is still the same maximum. So it's more correct to draw either a gentle curve upwards, or the tail resting naturally along the ground. For reptiles, you can use ellipses to better understand the form and space and show the bands more clearly. Even a single line can already make a flat tail feel more three-dimensional. Now let's look at the fluffy cat tail. For a side view, a simple shape works fine, but if you want to add more depth, I like to think of it as two beans stacked on top of each other, or like a ribbon, a snake, a hose, anything flexible. Another method is to start from an edge, almost like you are drawing the tailbone first, and then adding fur around it, and then refining the details. For more detailed illustrations, this works much better than just drawing a flat shape. So overall, I simplify the tail into a few interacting volumes. That helps me understand the form and space much better. Now we'll take a look at shading. I start with an airbrush and add the main shadows to define the form. Then I switch to the fingertip brush and use it to create fur, blending outward from the center with light strokes. After that, I go back to a regular brush and refine the details on top of the light, adding fur strands. Then I take an eraser and lift some lights in darker areas to bring out certain details. I also use a bit of blur near the base of the fur, not everywhere, just in some spots. I keep alternating between adding lights with the eraser and softly blending it. You can repeat these steps as many times as you need, until you are happy with the result. At the end, I sometimes go back with the airbrush and reintroduce some of the initial shadows to unify the whole piece. And if you want, you can add highlights. For a reptile tail, it's much simpler. Again, I start with an airbrush along the edges, then draw a darker line through the center and blur it, only on the top side. After that, I add a shadow underneath with the airbrush. You can also add a highlight if you want. And that's it. Thanks for watching. You can subscribe so you don't miss the new tutorials. See ya!